intent on disproving the Book of Mormon, but the obstacles they face are insurmountable because this book is true. To suggest that Joseph Smith at age 23 possessed the skills necessary to write this monumental work in a single draft in approximately 65 working days is simply counter to the realities of life. Critics must explain how Joseph Smith, a 23-year-old farm boy with limited education, created a book with hundreds of unique names and places, as well as detailed stories and events. Many critics propose that he relied upon numerous books and other local resources to create the historical content of the Book of Mormon. There is not a solitary witness who claims to have seen Joseph with any of these alleged resources before the translation began. One must also answer the question, how did Joseph keep the intricate facts straight as to who was in what place and when, and then dictate it by perfect memory? For when Joseph Smith translated, he had no notes whatsoever. But even if we suppose Joseph were a creative and theological genius with a photographic memory, these talents alone do not make him a skilled writer. Joseph Smith as a young man could neither write nor dictate a coherent and well-worded letter, let alone dictate a book like the Book of Mormon. And where did he get such profound doctrine, much of which clarifies or contradicts the Christian beliefs of his time? For example, the Book of Mormon teaches that the fall of Adam was a positive step forward. It reveals the covenants made at baptism, which are not addressed in the Bible. Joseph claimed that the Book of Mormon was written on gold plates. This claim received unrelenting criticism in his day, where everyone knew that ancient histories were written on papyrus or parchment, until years later, when metal plates with ancient writings were discovered. In addition, the critics claimed that the use of cement as described in the Book of Mormon was beyond the technical expertise of these early Americans, until cement structures were found in ancient America. If Joseph were not a prophet, the critics must make the argument that he was a genius. To believe such, I would have to disregard the testimony of every one of the 11 witnesses, even though each remained true to his testimony to the very end. I would have to ignore the fact that multitudes, including myself, have come closer to God by reading this book than any other. And above all, I would have to deny the confirming whisperings of the Holy Spirit. God's fingerprints are all over the Book of Mormon. This book has inspired millions to reject Satan and to live more Christ-like lives. If one will take the time to humbly read and ponder the Book of Mormon, then he or she will eventually receive the desired witness. It was revelation, not brilliance, that was the source of this book.